Ultimate Athlete J-Rod. How you feeling after that match, huh?
Hey, I feel great. I'm still OVW Women's Champion, so I can't complain. But I don't know if you saw it. I technically should be champion.
You should.
Double champ.
You should be double champ, yeah.
So, hey, I may be back, and, I may have to take the strap from here with me.
All right, what about Ruthless Lala staring you down at the end, huh?
Hey, Ruthless Lala, she may be ruthless, but she hasn't met the dark side of J-Rod.
All right, what's next for J-Rod after here?
Hey, I'm trying to think because I'm confusing all my weeks, all this
WrestleCon?
travel. I mean, WrestleCon eventually, but I'm each weekend doing different bookings and different opportunities. I was in Minnesota yesterday with MAW, but hey, making it happen, and you'll see me around.
All right, thank you for a moment of your time. J-Rod!
Let's go! You already know.
Yeah, thank you for coming to brighten my day because I've been stuck with Joey Conway all day.
You've been stuck with Joey Conway, but he's got the cool mustache that does the loopy thing. It's pretty
He
cool.
does, but sometimes he's very mean.
He's very mean.
Yeah, he's not like you.
He's being mean to my buddy.
He is.
Where is he?
He's right behind me.
He's right behind you?
Right behind.
Well, you told Joey Conway right behind you that the princess has some words for him.
Oh, she does, right?
Yeah, I heard you're being mean to my buddy.
That's me.
With your flip,
Me.
this guy.
That's not your buddy.
This is my buddy.
That's nobody's buddy.
He's my buddy.
Nobody's
I just said.
Nobody really likes him.
This is
That's
look. See,
it.
buddy.
You're so mean.
Listen, I will
They can't
candy
hear you,
crush
but-
you and your fancy mustache, okay?
Oh.
Don't be mean to him. I dare you to try it. Try it. Anytime.
Trained me, shown me guidance, are on these walls, and it feels bizarre and surreal to be joining them.
He's a good guy. He's an outright kind of guy. But listen, we got Slime Bowl City tickets.
I'm Cora, and I am your winner of this.
I like it, Dark Papa Dick. You don't? Are you scared of the Dark Papa Dick?
It's great. It's great. I can't wait.
Honestly, the first and realistically the only.
I'm doing great. How are you?
We just did steal it last time, but it's in safe hands. My son is watching it.
Are you positive?
Yeah, my son is watching.
Look at me!
I'm a physical specimen.
Very spicy, very spicy.
You got the dirt.
I wish.
I literally love conventions. Like when
I'm gonna try to get through her. That's my motivation today.
I wish I could.
Come in soon. You can check her out on Monster Slam. Welcome to Beyond the Barricade. I'm your host, Papa Denk, and today I have a very special guest. Let me bring to you the one, the only Alex Reiman, the Revolver. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Papa. How are you doing?
I'm doing great tonight on this nice, chilly spring day. Doesn't sound right, right?
Feels like winter.
It feels like it. All right, we got some stuff going on for you. Let's go in no particular order. 90s Con, Saturday, May 10th, coming up in Morristown, New Jersey. There's also going to be a show that night, but look at all the legends involved. Are you excited?
Yeah, that's an incredible opportunity for anyone. For 90s Con, anybody that grew up in the 90s, that's the place to be. There's actually going to be, I think, three to five matches during 90s Con as well happening.
Wow.
I'll be there wrestling as well.
Good stuff, good stuff. And of course, on Friday, April 4th, in Parsippany, you have ISPW. You're going up against Marcus Mathers, who is in the WWE program. Tell me about this.
Yeah, that's a match I've been looking forward to for a while. Marcus is an incredible talent, somebody that I've been waiting to share a ring with for a very, very long time. I'm excited to finally get the chance to do it and defend my newly won ISPW heavyweight title.
All right. And then, of course, we got right here, you're going up against Vargas on Thursday, May 1st in Garfield.
Yep. Actually, I just remember as well, I'm wrestling Vargas tomorrow in Union for Shotgun Thursday night for WrestlePro. So I'll be wrestling him then, and I'll be wrestling him as well in for ISPW. Him and I have been kind of going at it for a little bit at at the shotgun tapings for WrestlePro.
Right.
He doesn't like me, and I don't like him.
Oh man, he is quite the scary dude.
He's all right.
100%. All right, we've also got the Golden Ticket Rumble on Friday night, April 11th. And you're going up against Eric Corvus over here. Oh,
Yeah, Eric
man.
Corvus, and I'll also be watching the Golden Ticket Rumble with a very close eye because the winner of that will get a shot at my heavyweight title.
Awesome. Man, there's Vargas again right there, and Leo Sparrow will be in there as well at Golden Ticket
A
Rumble.
lot of incredible talent and a few surprises in that Rumble from what I'm hearing.
Good stuff indeed. Tell Leo I say what's up. And then, of course, Pro Wrestling Magic Superbad coming up Saturday, April 12th. Woo!
Yep, it's a bittersweet event. I was champion there for 449 days up until last month. I lost the belt to somebody that wasn't even in the match to begin with. And, I felt like seeing what I worked on and what I helped create over 400 days go away really did something to me, really hurt a lot. It's my first event trying to get back into that title picture.
Wow, man, that's bittersweet indeed. But on the 12th, you'll be able to maybe get back into that contendership status.
Without a doubt.
100%. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Let's let everybody know how you fell in love with professional wrestling.
I made up my mind when I was 4 years old to be a professional wrestler. My father and my mother noticed that I kind of started paying attention to Monday Night Raw more than I would regular cartoons and stuff like that. Just anytime wrestling was on the screen, my eyes were just glued to it. And the first actual match I remember having an emotional connection to, my father had told me, he had VHS tapes of wrestling that was on when he was younger. And so the first match I sat down and watched with my father was Nick Bockwinkel versus Kurt Hennig Super Clash for the AWA title in the Cow Palace in San Francisco, with the Larry Zbyszko roll of quarters finish. And I was sitting there and, watching Kurt Hennig, and I'm just like, every false finish I bit. I thought he, every time Nick kicked out at like 2.9, I jumped out of my seat. And then finally Zbyszko slides Hennig the roll of quarters. And I didn't see the roll of quarters. All I saw was Hennig hit Bockwinkel go down, and the 3 count the 3 count happened, and I jumped out of my seat. I went crazy that Hennig did it. And then Ray the Crippler Stevens was on commentary, comes in and exposes the roll of quarters, and my mind was blown because I was like, wait, what just happened? And then my dad had to explain that he cheated and everything. And I remember being I bought in hook, line, and sinker, and I just wanted to be able to give someone that experience and have that connection with those watching at home.
That is awesome. Now, let everybody know where you went to go train and who were your trainee or trainer during that initial training process.
So I started training September 9, 2013. That was the first day I walked into the East Coast Pro Wrestling training facility out in North Beverwick Road in Lake Hiawatha, New Jersey. I had met Gino at an event that was near my hometown the Saturday before, and I asked him, how do I become professional wrestler? What do I need to do? He told me where the school was. He said they train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. And that this was on Saturday. Monday morning, I was there. Training started at 6. I got there at 4:30 to sign up and everything, and it's been off to the races since. I started training with Gino Caruso, the head trainer. At the time, there was a guy there named Eric Andretti. The Fallen Angels were a tag team that really helped kind of take me in when I first started. And
Right.
then Crazy Ivan, Tony Myers, and Little Guido really helped me. And really, really quickly, I met two of my best friends, not just in wrestling, but in life, with Kenny Bengal and Sonny Kiss. We all started training within a year, and we really gravitated to each other and pushed each other to, get better and be better, both inside and outside the ring professionally.
That's awesome. Good stuff. All right, let me know about your first professional match. Who was your first opponent, and what were your thoughts being in a live crowd?
February 28th, 2014, against Kenny Bengal. So it, as I said, became my best friend. And I was Game Changer Aaron Bradley at the time. Yeah, it is as bad as it sounds. I was told, you need a name, you need a name. Because when I started training, I had every intention on doing what I'm doing now and using my regular, my shoot name, Alex Reiman. And, so everyone kept saying, oh, no, you need a name, you need a name. So I showed how real creative I am, and I came up with Aaron Bradley, which is almost as bad as I would have just called myself Wonder Bradley. But yeah, I was about 6 months in the training, and Kenny and I, right from the get-go, we had really good chemistry together. And Gino wanted to put us in the ring together and get some live reps, and it was in Paramus, New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, it was everything I ever thought it'd be. Obviously, being a first match, it's not perfect, and it's cringeworthy to go back and watch. But yeah, if it wasn't for that moment, I wouldn't be here right now.
Good stuff. John Blaine, hi. What's up, buddy?
I love John. He's a good
On
dude.
the Ropes podcast.
Around the Ropes podcast.
He wants your thoughts on your rivalry with Sean Donovan.
Well, can I curse?
Yes.
Sean Donovan is a piece of shit. It's as simple as that.
Why is that?
Yeah.
He seemed like a nice guy to me.
No, he's a piece of shit. And I'll tell you why he's a piece of shit. He's obsessive. He sees that he is in the twilight of his career, and he looks at guys like me, and he looks like guys in the WrestlePro locker room and at the time the Magic locker room, guys younger than him, and he clings to them like a life preserver. He clings to them because he knows that they have more days ahead of them than he has ahead of him, and he wants that last gasp of air, basically. Him and I feuded all of last year. I actually have to wrestle him in an event for ISPW coming up. I believe that's in May. And we feuded all of last year, and it was as real gets. I don't like him. I think he's a stain on this industry. And it's sad because, he's a guy that is a wealth of knowledge, but is an absolute piece of dog shit. He sits here and, he likes to hide behind, saying that he was taking pop shots at me or, just busting balls or constructive criticism.
Right.
And it was like every time I posted something online or on Facebook, I would get a notification within 5 minutes that he's commented on it. And it got to a point where on Easter Sunday last year, he was making statuses about me. I said, dude, don't you have a girlfriend? Don't you have a family? Like, why aren't you spending time with them? Why do I have to sit here and hear my phone buzzing and my phone going off and seeing your friggin' name come up? And it's, it's supposed to be a holiday. Like, go spend time with the people that care about you, because I don't give a damn about you. And the fact that I brought up his girlfriend and his significant other, he thought that was too personal. He thought that, I made things a little too personal, a little too real. And he attacked me, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the ring. We weren't working together. He wasn't booked on these shows. The first time he snuck in and sat in the crowd, which between you and I, that's where he belongs. He snuck in the crowd wearing a mask. It was after a pro wrestling event, Pro Wrestling Magic event, where I had just successfully defended my title again. And I was thanking the crowd for, because to me, if it wasn't for the crowd, we have no reason to do what we do. there's no way that we make money if it isn't for fans, and we need to be more appreciative that they not only sever from their hard-earned money, but their time. And that's the one thing we can never give them back, So I'm very thankful to those people. So I was kind of speaking from the heart at that moment, and he attacked me from behind and hit me below the belt, and then took off like a scared dog. The second time was me and Dan Moff were in a cage. I had Dan down, and I was about to escape the cage, and he slammed the cage door on my head, caused a huge laceration. There's footage online where I'm just bleeding all over the place. One of the bars on the door, the crossbar there, had caught me really good, and he ended up padlocking himself and Dan Moff in the cage and beating me with bats.
Wow.
And we had also gotten into a few fights in locker rooms that we were on shows together, and something was said, and I went up to him, I smacked him in his face, and we got into it in the locker room, and we're pulled apart and then kept in separate areas before and after our matches, and then it got to a point where I forced Pro Wrestling Magic's hand because they weren't going to allow him to perform for Pro Wrestling Magic because of liability reasons. And I said, well, I'll sign any waiver. I'll waive any liability of the promotion. I want to fight him. I don't want to wrestle him. I want to fight him. And we had an unsanctioned match, a true unsanctioned match where we had to sign waivers of liability from the company. They had removed any type of branding from the ring and ringside areas. They really washed. Wow. They supplied the ring and they supplied a ref, and that's all they did. And even the ref was not wearing a Pro Wrestling Magic referee shirt. It just it boiled over to a point, and then he got the better of me that night, and he left me laying. And I was pushed into a barbed wire board, and it got to a point where I was tangled up in there pretty good. My hair was stuck. I have scars all over my back from that instant. And then the next month, once Pro Wrestling Magic saw how much money that feud made, in the end of the day, this is a business. Unfortunately, there are some wrestlers that forget that this is a business and that this is about making money, and they let their feelings get in the way of that. We showed Pro Wrestling Magic that there was a market for another match, and in Pro Wrestling Magic's biggest show of the year, Kingdom Come, last year, we had a last man standing match, and I'm happy to announce that he did not walk out under his own power that night. He actually crawled to the back like the dog he is.
Wow, sounds like quite the rivalry you and Sean had, huh?
Yeah, I don't like him. I have no use for him. He's one of those guys that even after all of this, I've seen him. We've been in shows, around each other, but I don't shake his hand. I don't say hello to him. He minds his business. I mind my business. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be, mixing it up again real soon. But I don't care for him. I don't care for him. If he leaves the business tomorrow, it'll be too soon or too late.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's change subjects for a moment. I don't want you to get upset over there. Serena says, if you could pick who gets a shot at your heavyweight title, who would you pick?
Oh, Marcus Mathers, right off the bat. This match Friday means a lot to me. Marcus Mathers is one of the most talented individuals on the indie scene, and I really want to challenge myself. I want to wrestle the best. He's been ID'd under the WWID program, but unfortunately for him, he's also been ID'd as the next victim for the Revolver.
Oh man, poor Marcus. Yikes. All right. Speaking of the ID program, what are your thoughts on the ID program?
I think it's fantastic. I think that it's a fantastic way for independent wrestlers to prove that they're the best. A lot of people like to say that they're the best, and like to say that if given the opportunity, I would do X, Y, and Z. Well, now's your opportunity to earn, everything that you say you can. It's a program I wish to be part of someday. Giving talent the chance to train with some of the best wrestlers are in the world and some of the greatest minds, and get a stipend check, because there's hardly money on the indie circuit. I'm at a point now where I'm clearing a profit, but it's not a profit I can live off of.
Yeah.
And when you see a company like WWE, they don't owe anyone anything. They don't owe anyone a dime, but they see talent and they want to help foster that talent and grow that talent. And I think it's a great opportunity for anyone to get on the radar and get on the map in independent wrestling and wrestling as a whole.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Definitely from the WWID program. And I'm sure there will be more upcoming prospects in the future. All right. Let's go into some hobbies. What do you like to do for fun? What does the Revolver do to hang out?
I am a very miserable Mets fan. Well, actually,
no.
this year it's all a bunch of false hope spots and stuff like that. But I outside of wrestling, I enjoy going to baseball games. I enjoy hiking and just spending time with my dog and going to the gym. There's very few times out where I'm not doing anything regarding wrestling. Because if you take this seriously, you're constantly thinking about wrestling. You're constantly wanting to train. If you're not in a ring, you're trying to find a way to get to a ring. If there's no way to get to a ring, you're in the gym. If you're not in the gym, you're watching wrestling. You're thinking about wrestling. You're cutting promos. You're doing things that help you stand out. You're, trying to get traction on social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is a 24/7 mindset, really. But in the moments where I do have time to be with myself, I like to go hiking, spend time with the family. I got a 4-year-old niece who I love with my whole heart. I got a brother and sister, so I just try to spend as much time with them and be present in their life for as much time as I can. And then rest of the time is probably just spend playing video games or something simple. I'm really simple, man. It doesn't take much to make me happy.
Okay, awesome. Robert says, "Be a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, brother."
Oh, that is rough.
That's rough.
Yeah. I guess I can't complain too much. I've seen us go to 2 World Series since 2000, so I can't complain too much.
Favorite food? What's your favorite food?
Pizza or sushi, really. Those are the 2 foods I can have. And obviously, having a diet and stuff like that, but if I'm able to have a cheat meal, it's either going to a pizza shop or to a sushi place. Those are my 2 go-tos. And I have a huge sweet tooth, so anything chocolate.
Okay, chocolate's good. I'm a Hershey's guy. I like Hershey's chocolate.
Yeah.
All right. Companies you want to work for in the independent scene you haven't worked for yet. Which companies would you like to?
I just crossed one off the list that was a huge bucket list for me, and that's WrestlePro. I've been trying to get on their radar and their map for a long time. I finally debuted in Rawway last month, so that was a huge goal of mine. Other independent companies would probably be Northeast Wrestling. They have an incredible roster and are constantly have amazing names in their locker room. But the big one that really I see taking off, and I was happy to be backstage but not a part of the show, was Awesome Championship Wrestling in Poughkeepsie. And they put on one hell of a show. Guys like Nick Nemeth, Tommy Dreamer, Crowbar were all there. And anytime that you could be around guys like that, and even if you're not on the show, just being able to listen to them and the knowledge that they spill within the locker room and just being around them is an amazing opportunity.
Yeah, 100%, man. What is the best advice someone gave you in the business?
Probably just stay ready. Don't wait for the opportunity. Don't lay back and try to wait for opportunities to come to you, because they never will. And that was given to me by a lot of different people. And it's true. If you sit there and wait for the perfect time, or wait till Monday, or wait till the new year, or wait till next month, and you're going to be waiting your entire life. There is no perfect time. You just got to get as ready as possible. That way, when the opportunity comes your way, you just take it by the horns.
Okay. States you want to work for that you haven't worked for yet.
So actually, I have a huge show coming up. October 12th, I'm going to be in Italy.
Okay.
For Pro Wrestling Roma. This will be my 5th time going to Europe. I did a tour in the UK in 2019. I've been to Germany 3 times. And then I'll be going to Italy. I'm trying to make a little bit of a loop or a tour going out there. I want to go out there for like 2-3 weeks and travel around Europe and stuff like that. I want to go out west as well by the end of the year. And I want to wrestle in Texas. Texas has always been a hotbed for professional wrestling, whether it's been the World Class days or just the bigger events with WWE, WCW back in the day, NWA. Texas has always been a hotbed and has great wrestling history, I believe. And I just want to do more international bookings as well. I tell everyone, man, I grew up poor in Hamburg, New Jersey. If you told me in 2004, when I was in 4th grade, that I'd be traveling the world and getting paid to do it, and also getting to do what I love and something that doesn't feel like a job,
right,
I would have thought you were crazy. This is everything I've ever wanted.
Awesome. All right. Robert's got a question. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
So this is a rough question. Because I study so much professional wrestling.
Right.
It truly depends on what I want to study in that point. Okay. But if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Bret the Hitman Hart.
Give us 2.
What's that?
Give us 2. Bret the Hitman Hart, and who else?
Probably CM Punk. I see a lot of because growing up, as someone, I've never had a sip of alcohol. I've never smoked a cigarette. I've never done any type of recreational drug. And up until CM Punk, I never had somebody I truly was able to relate to, because all my friends growing up smoked or drank, and a lot of them stopped hanging out with me because I didn't do these things. So I always felt alienated. I always felt weird, and I unfortunately, growing up, I watched a lot of family members struggle with addiction as well. And I'm happy to say that most of them came out the other side and are doing a lot better today than they were when I was growing up. But so when CM Punk came onto the scene, and he was a smaller guy and didn't fit in and had all these weird tattoos and had a really I don't give a fuck about anything attitude, and didn't smoke and didn't drink, it finally gave me someone to see myself as. He truly gave me someone to identify with, that I'm not as weird or as strange as I thought, that there are people like me out there.
Okay. Have you ever checked out 1CW in Houston, Delaware?
I actually was. I did a battle royal for them.
Okay.
Earlier this year. My friend LSG. I actually just wrestled him last weekend for ISPW.
Mm-hmm.
He had a spot in the car. I had nothing to do, so I went down there to make some connections, and they had a spot open in the battle royal, and I got on the show.
Awesome. Serena, the booker, wants to know who would your dream match be against, and what kind of match would it be?
Right
Who?
now, it probably like if I had to pick one person, can it now? I'll give you an active one, and then I'll give you a non-active wrestler.
All right, sounds good.
The active wrestler would be CM Punk, um, and it'd
Okay.
probably be a dog collar match because I feel like um, he's used that match on a number of occasions in TNA, Ring
Yeah.
of Honor,
Right.
and AEW, and each of those matches meant something. I always loved the feuds he built towards those, and I think that the MJF one was one of the best dog collar matches in history. And it was all based on emotion. It wasn't just a dog collar match for the sake of having a dog collar match. There was reasons and a plausible reason for these two that hate each other to have this contraption, tied around their neck, keeping them,
Yeah.
within striking distance. Um, and then a non-active wrestler would probably be Kurt Hennig or Nick Bockwinkel in just a standard, normal one-on-one singles match.
Okay.
Bockwinkel because of his promo ability, and I feel like he really truly got the most out of every opponent he worked with. There's a match that I love studying. It's an old match. I forget what territory it's from, but it's Bockwinkel versus Ricky Morton in a 2 out of 3 falls match before Ricky Morton was in the Rock and Roll Express, and he's this
Oh wow.
tiny, lanky guy, and it just doesn't. You start watching, and you're like, how is this guy gonna fare against somebody who's been a multiple time world champion, and Bockwinkel just makes this dude look like a million. But I mean, Ricky is talented in his own right, but just like the way he was getting in it, something as simple as a tackle drop down spot was amazing.
Right.
Bockwinkel was truly ahead of his time. Kurt Hennig, I believe for the same reasons. I think that he is one of the most entertaining wrestlers of all time. He could do it all. Whether it was, babyface, heel, he truly knew how to make you feel emotion. And that's what we do in this business is we sell emotion, and he
Yeah.
was a master at his craft.
100%. All right. Last question. Your goals for 2025. We already know you want to go to the West Coast. What are some other goals for the rest of the year?
Work more for TV companies, whether it be AEW or it be WWE. I just turned 30, so it's now or never. I'd say I got about a 5 to 6 year window to truly put myself on the map and get in, good with these companies. And I believe right now that I'm one of the most talented individuals on the face of the independent circuit. I think that a lot of people can't touch what I do, whether it's on the mic or whether it's in the ring. And that may be cocky, they may be conceited, but at this point, I don't give a damn. I know how good I am, but I also know how good I'm not, and I'm not gonna, lie to myself. And I'm just gonna keep getting better and better. So I want to work with those guys. I want to travel more internationally, and be able to work with a different caliber of opponent, whether it be in Europe again, Japan, Mexico. And make money. Obviously, at the end of the day, this is a business, and I want to make this my life, my full-time passion. And be able
Yeah.
to support a family one day through the means of professional wrestling. This is the only job I've ever seen myself have. I don't have a plan B. I don't have a, in case of emergency, break glass plan. There is none. This is it. This is all I have. This is all I've ever seen for myself. And I know that's been said a million times, and it's beaten like a dead horse, but it's the truth. This is all I've ever wanted, and it's gonna take someone prying it from my cold dead hands to take it from me.
All right, Alex, thank you for joining me tonight. Let everybody know where they can follow you.
Yeah, I got my Facebook, just Alex Reiman. And then I got the revolver_Reiman at Instagram and Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Those are the three big ones I use. I'm on Instagram most of the time. That's the easiest way to get in touch with me, is through Instagram. But yeah, those three places are where I'm at. I also have a pro wrestling tees store that's linked to my Instagram bio. And all my upcoming events are on my Instagram and my Facebook and my Twitter. So.
All right. So if you want to book the Revolver, go to his Instagram to book up for any show and pick up a T-shirt while you're at it, right?
Yeah, and you won't be disappointed. I mean this with the utmost confidence, that I am one of the most talented individuals on the East Coast.
All right. Good stuff, brother. Hopefully our paths will cross someday as well.
Absolutely.
All right. As for me, a couple things I got coming up. My latest vlog is out, the Big Titan event. I'm here hanging out with Joey Conway and Nixon Newell, a.k.a. Tegan Knox, amongst others in the vlog, including Tiffany Avatar, the Cotton Candy Princess, who you saw in the commercial trying to defend me against Joey.
Yes.
Joey Conway. Also got Master of the Mat coming up for NYWC April 26th, as Drew Gulak will be in the building as well. For that event, go to NYWC Pro Wrestling to get your tickets for that. I'll be heading out to St. Louis in May for FanFest 3. Get your tickets at SICW.org for your tickets for FanFest 3. This is going to be a star-studded event. We got the Bill Apter show the night before.
I love Apter.
So, he's so cool, right?
I met him a handful of times at 80s and 90s con, and that man is a legend. Oh man, it is impossible to have a bad time around Bill Apter.
Oh, his show is the best show.
Oh, it's really God. If you've never been to one, you have to go.
Oh,
you
man,
have to
so
go.
Good. So good. SICW.org. Get your tickets for all of that, including the Bruiser Brody Memorial. The winner will get the Bruiser Brody Cup, presented by Barbara Goodish, the widow of Bruiser Brody, and of course the St. Louis Hall of Fame, all happening at SICW FanFest 3. Get your tickets for that event. Serena, thanks you for coming on. I do too as well. And I think I'm going to get some coffee now from my good pal Prince Nana at PrinceNanaCoffee.com. Get your coffee from Prince Nana. It's really good, actually.
That's the one vice I have is caffeine, so I'll have to check that out.
Definitely check it out. And Robert says, "Good luck, Revolver."
Thank you, Robert.
All right, Robert's from Delaware, actually. That's why he doing a Delaware promotion right there.
Yeah, I wrestled in back in like 2016. They had a 302 Pro there. I was out there.
Good stuff, Alex. All right, hold on for a minute. I will be back next week with more podcasts. I'm taking a break actually for the next couple of days. Trying to get my vlogs together, man. It's a lot of time editing.
Yeah.
But everybody have a great night.